Okay, I'm gonna give it to about 1 o'clock. Wait till some viewers kick in. Waiting for Try to get here too. 1 second. Big poster. Man, I cannot wait to review these albums, man. See, I think Try just messaged me. Bet. Excuse me. Oh shit. Excuse me. Vinyl, my dude, what's up? Hey, yo, Try. In case you're watching, the link is gonna be on the chat. Vinyl, my dude, what's up? Post. Oh shit. What's up, Mike? How you living, my dude? Appreciate it, fam. Yeah, man, this weather, I'm telling you. Alright, yeah, salute.
What up, Rex?
What's up, Try? How you living?
Yo, my bad. I was talking to Ricardo about something just now. What up, Vinyl and Kicks? Mike in the house.
Nah, you good, fam? You good? I just
Yeah,
got myself.
some crazy shit, son.
What happened?
You know, haters talking crap about us. So he was telling me about some stuff that happened. That's all it was. You know how they do. They hating on us on here because we doing our thing.
For real, if they want to hate, let them hate. They're not gonna come on the show
Yeah,
and talk shit.
basically.
Shit. Like we over
Yep.
here doing videos at like 1 o'clock in the morning and shit. What are they doing?
We're, we're violent kicks in the house. Thank you for supporting us, man. At this time of night,
For real. I do.
we know who the real supporters are, man.
Right, man. Right.
You know what I mean?
I do apologize for the late delay. I kind of was
It's
running behind myself, so
all right.
like I said before, this is gonna be a double review tonight.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to hear the emotions. I never heard that one, but I got on the Earth, Wind, and Fire joint though.
It's cool, so I can guide you through it though.
Okay.
All right, so well, first of all, how's everybody doing? It's your boy Reg in the building.
So
My boy Tribero in the building as well.
yeah,
And
man.
the
Mike in the house. What up, Mike?
what's up, Mike? Hey, yo, Mike. In case you want to join, you can join too if you want.
All right.
Yeah, just click the link. I don't know if you're a big fan of Earth, Wind, and Fire though, but you can just still join.
I always like knew of their stuff. I never listened to them until now. So I was like, yo, this was a dope album though.
Yeah, man. Like a lot of people kind of call this album their magnum opus.
Right.
Me personally,
Mhm.
it will probably either be my second. It depends on the day because
Mhm.
the period from 1973 to 81 was phenomenal.
Right.
But the emphasis is mostly on 73 to 77.
Mhm.
My favorite album sometimes can be considered That's the Way of the World and shit too.
Right. You like that one? That's your favorite?
Yeah, either that one or this one
Mhm.
are like up there and shit like that.
I'm gonna check that one out. Just cause you mentioned, I'm gonna check that one out.
Yeah, and if you like That's the Way of the World, check out the live
Mhm.
album Gratitude that came out like that next year.
So I'm gonna check that one. Do you have the album? Do you have All in All?
Right? Yeah, I got All in All right here.
Yeah, man. I love the album cover too, yo.
For real.
Like the album cover, and then like the inside of the vinyl with the hieroglyphics. The
For real.
hieroglyphics. I love that shit. That shit is like one of the best album covers I ever seen, though.
I would even say one of the best booklets I've ever seen in music.
Yeah.
They always have some of the best booklets and shit.
Right.
But yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire, you guys should know who they are by now.
Mm-hmm.
Key members are Maurice White, Philip Bailey, and Vanine White.
Mm-hmm.
Other members like Larry Dunn and so on and so on. So
Yeah.
this is the 8th studio album, released right after the mixed reception of Spirit, which I find it to be a very slept on album, in my opinion.
I'll check that one.
Yeah.
This came out on my mom's birthday too, November 21st, 77.
Oh shit, that's what's up.
Yeah, so she's like a big fan of this. So I was like, I had to check this one out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this album came out 3 days before my mom's birthday as well.
Oh wow, dope.
Yeah. So the story with All in All kind of
What
began.
up, Mike?
You said what?
No, I was talking to Mike.
Oh.
Yeah. Right.
They took some trip to Brazil and shit, and
Mm.
this is right after their main collaborator Charles Stepney died.
Right.
And that was kind of the reason why what's the album Spirit had like a much dark emotional kind of sound towards it, because Charles Stepney didn't finish the album and Maurice White finished the production for that album shit.
Right. Right.
So they went to Brazil and they came back, and Maurice White was very influenced by like African rhythms and shit like that.
Right.
So with this album, you see him incorporating like more African music, more jazz,
Yeah.
some splashes of pop,
Mhm.
a little bit of disco. Well, nah, not disco. We're gonna say that for I Am and shit.
Right,
But yeah, it was a lot more back to the like traditional sound, but more epic and shit.
right.
So that's how this album kind of came about. Uh,
So,
Singles album is known for Serpentine Fire, Fantasy,
man,
Jupiter, and Magic Mind.
that fantasy song was sampled by Diddy for the Forever album, the second album.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I forgot the name of that song. The song he did with Busy Bone.
Hold on.
The
Yeah,
1999 it came out. I bought that the same day as the Beatnuts Musical Massacre.
what you think of that album?
Beatnuts?
Uh, but both albums.
Well, I thought I know some people they don't like Musical Massacre. I thought it was good. It's not their best compared to like Intoxicated Demons or Street Level or even Stone Crazy, but I thought it was some decent joints on there. The Diddy album I hated. I can't I threw that away actually. Another one in the garbage. I don't have that one. I didn't like that at all.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want to
Mm.
review that album one day just for the fuck of it.
Really? The Forever album?
Yeah, like I did with Phenomenon and shit.
Oh my god.
Maybe,
That's gonna be interesting because that I did even the tracks were bad. Like everything was bad about that album. The collabs, everything.
yeah, we'll talk about
Yeah,
that though.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's get right down to that. Songs.
Mm,
It says 11 songs.
yeah,
All right. First song, Serpentine Fire.
yeah.
Love
That
this.
was a nice track to start off the album. A nice groove and the horns, and I like the part where like the chorus. They say gonna tell the story, morning glory, all about the serpentine fire.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like a great track, and it was like it's the first single, right?
Yeah, it was first single.
Yeah, that was a good way to start off the album. Liked it, definitely one of the best songs on here.
Yeah, man. Like this is one of like Earth, Wind, and Fire's well-known songs and shit.
Right.
Very distinctive with the horns and like very Africanish groove with it.
Yeah.
There have been several interpretations of what the song is about, so I'm not really gonna get into all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys can look that up and shit like that. So other than that, dope song and shit.
hmm
Track number 2, Fantasy.
I love this song. I love like the groove of it, and the way that the it's real melodic and it has like that 70s groove and
Yes.
this is definitely my favorite track on the album.
Okay. Okay.
Definitely that I thought like to me, I mean, I don't know, maybe just me. It kind of sounds like a song that Barry White would have did.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah,
Definitely. Like it could have been on the Man album.
right.
Yeah. To be honest though, when I first heard this song, I did not like it
Yeah,
when I first heard
you
it.
didn't like it.
I was like
Wow.
really, really young and shit.
Right.
But then over the years, I just appreciated how well orchestrated the song was.
Yeah, like the instrument is lot the thing about this album, like the instrumentation, you can tell like it was a lot of live instrumentation when they were recording the album.
Very.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. You can hear every instrument in each song.
I know, right? And it's like this song actually got nominated for a Grammy for Best R&B song.
Wow. That's dope.
hmm
Yeah, this is a dope song.
Yeah. Also, Maurice White actually saw Close Encounters of the Mind.
hmm
He was influenced by that. Oh, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Excuse me.
Classic movie.
Very dope movie.
Steven Spielberg, I believe he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that so many times when I was little too, like just like the certain images that stay stuck in your head. Like when the little white kid is like getting taken off in the spaceship and his
hmm
mother's running after the spaceship and shit.
Yeah.
Like I love that. Visually, it's still a visually beautiful movie.
very dope movie. I have to actually rewatch that movie. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, man. I gotta get that on Blu-ray. That's definitely a classic.
Right. And one last thing about this song,
Uh,
Philip Bailey definitely outdid himself with this song and shit.
yeah. Yeah,
And
I noticed with Philip Bailey, like when I hear him on the album, like that's him hitting like the high notes.
mhm,
Okay, I wasn't sure. I know like Maurice has a deeper voice than Philip.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I feel like this is Philip Bailey's best single album with Earth, Wind, and Fire vocally and shit.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Legend.
Track number 3 in the Marketplace interlude.
Yeah,
Um, very cool interlude and shit.
man. That was dope.
Hmm. Yeah, the
I
interlude.
think I might have missed that interlude because I heard people talking or whatever, and then it went into Jupiter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I might have missed the the interlude. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but
yeah, because
yeah.
the interludes, from what I've read, mostly came from like jam sessions the group was doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Okay, that's dope.
All right. And then we get to Jupiter.
Yeah.
Very interesting song. Very interesting.
Mm. Well, it seemed like they were talking about like what were they interpreting that they're like from another planet.
What I got
I
from
mean
this, oh, go ahead.
that's what I got from it. Like they were like from another planet and they came to like Earth or whatever.
What I got from this song is like they're personifying themselves as aliens from Jupiter and then
Right.
coming down to Earth to like spread universal love all around and shit.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I got in the chorus when they were singing it, and a nice funky groove and the horns. It
Mhm.
was real like spacey. You know what I'm saying? It was like yo, this they could really be on Jupiter if they sang to you that shit. You know?
This is the closest they've ever gotten to Parliament and Funkadelic and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It had that vibe.
Yeah, and ironically, they just dropped the Mothership Connection album, I think the year prior. So
Right. Oh wow.
definitely, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Then we get to Love's Holiday.
I love this song. Nice melodic ballad,
For
smooth groove. I like the part where Maurice is singing Would you mind if I looked in your eyes and got hypnotized and lost my pride?
yes,
I love that. That's a nice love song, yo. I like that was beautiful.
for to me, this
Yeah.
is my favorite song off the album.
Yeah, dope song, man. Definitely love it.
Yeah, and Johnny Graham definitely did his thing with the guitar solo.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a nice solo from him too.
For yeah,
This
Hurricane
is the type of song you throw on and you want to make love to your girl with, you know?
for real. And that's the thing about Earth, Wind, and Fire though. They have those like
Mm,
feel good songs, but it's sex songs at the same time and shit.
right. But they don't do it in a nasty way. They do it in like a real classy way
For real.
that would make a woman want to just drop her drawers and give it to you. You know what I'm saying? So
For real, for real.
yeah.
Yeah, dope song. Hurricane Chris sampled that song and shit.
Okay. Oh God, what happened to him?
I don't even fucking
Wow.
know. But the song he sampled, it was actually not a bad song. It was actually a nice groove to it. I ain't gonna front
Right.
shit, but anyway, track
Hmm.
6, Brazilian Rhyme.
I like this. And you know, so many people sample this beat.
They
You know what
did
I'm saying? For songs it is, and it sounded like a roller skating jam, and it had like that '70s like beat to it, and I wish it was like a longer track on there.
for real, definitely.
You know? Yeah, it was just like a couple of seconds. I'm like, damn, this should have been like an actual song for them.
It should have been, but
Yeah,
yeah, this was the interlude that really fit the album and shit.
right.
Hence,
So not to cut you off, like the Brazilian rhyme, like did they title it that because they were like they after they trip from going to Brazil?
I believe so.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Next song, I'll write a song for you.
yeah.
Ooh,
This was nice. This was a nice song. Beautiful song. Philip Bailey on lead vocals, and he have like the high pitched vocals, and like his vocals fit the song, like the mood of the song.
I agree.
You know? And I like the guitar licks like through the song. That was nice.
Hmm.
And I think this is a song that anybody could play for their wedding.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely a nice another beautiful ballad on here. You
It's
know.
a very haunting song in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Very dope song and shit.
Hmm.
Underrated ballad.
Yes.
I'll put it up there with like After the Love Is Gone.
Right.
But yeah, then we get to Magic Mind.
This was a nice song too. Magic Mind. This I don't know. Like I like this. This sound like a song that Michael Jackson could have had on Off the Wall to me.
I agree. That's
You
nice.
know, and it was real groovy and had like the funky guitars and the bass line, and I loved it, man. This was a dope. This was another one of my favorite songs on this album.
That's a dope, man. Like this song definitely has that uplifting tone towards it and shit.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
funky, man.
Then we get to Running. Next track, Running.
Yeah,
This song,
this I love this. Go ahead, go ahead.
I don't know. Honestly, this song was okay. It's like not only one of my favorite, but it was pretty
Right.
dope.
I like this song like it was melodic and groovy. Had the jazzy ad libs and you know that I like the beat switch. You know, like towards the end of the song and with the saxophones and the pianos, and then it has like a little like the sound of it goes like a little bit fast, like almost like a salsa type of song.
Hmm.
You know, and I think like the beat switch at like towards the end of the song, it took it to like a different level.
Yeah, I agree about the beat switch and shit.
Yeah, I love
Definitely.
that song. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, definitely. Then we get to Brazilian Rhyme Ponta de Arela.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. This was another
That was,
interlude.
yeah,
What were you about to say?
that was alright. I said that was alright. That was alright interlude. I like the other Brazilian rhyme interlude more than this one.
Facts. And last but not least, Be Ever Wonderful.
That was a nice ballad too.
Very nice ballad.
More,
Nice way to end off the album and shit.
hmm Maurice on the vocals, and he's singing like "Stay as You Are" and "Be Ever Wonderful." I thought that was like a nice like message in the song, you know. And they have like some. I think it was a balanced album. Like they have like the some nice beautiful ballads on here, and then they have like you know your dance tracks. You know like Magic Mind and Running, and you know I thought it was a well balanced album. You know, and I love it. And my first time ever listening to Earth, Wind and Fire album, and I picked like the right one to listen to.
I definitely like that
You
shit.
know, yeah.
Um, Before I give my verdict on the album, I do want to talk about two bonus songs that were like
Okay.
besides the other famous songs that was released around this era.
Right.
The first one is the cover of the Beatles song "Got to Get You Into My Life."
Okay.
That was on the Sgt. Pepper soundtrack, which was a
Okay.
horrendous movie. I think the Bee Gees was in it, Peter Frampton.
Um,
It was released 10 years after the album was released and shit. Ugh. But the song itself, I feel like is better than the original song. It has
okay.
definitely more of like a space funk,
Yeah.
Billy Preston influenced song and shit.
Right.
And it got them a Grammy for Best Instrumental Arrangement.
Mhm.
And the last song, September.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, classic song. I believe that was the B-side to Serpentine Fire, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
That's like their most signature song, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
If this was on the album, it would have definitely been my favorite song.
Right.
On it and shit. This song was released on a compilation album that was released next year, The Best of Earth, Wind and Fire, Volume 1.
Mhm.
It's just the little simple things I like from this song, like the outro where there's the horns like da, 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 da,
Yeah,
like simple things you like, and just them having fun throughout the whole song and shit.
that seemed to be like their calling card was like the live horns.
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
That, and I would say the kalimba as well and shit.
yeah.
But yeah, what's your verdict on the album?
I give it a 4.0. I want to say because I love the production from Maurice White. Like it's hard to like even in rap like it's hard to be an artist and be a producer too. And I felt like for this album like his production was great and like I prefer Philip Bailey's vocals because I just like the high pitched voice like he like the artists like that like Prince and like D'Angelo like they can sing high notes like that. I always liked that type of singing when it
Mm-hmm.
came like R&B. But I think Maurice held it down as a producer and as an artist at the same time. And I love the soulful 70s grooves and the live instrumentation. I love that because I like to hear like live instruments in music. I used to play guitar when I was young, so I always liked that. I always like to hear like live instruments, and I thought it was great to hear that like throughout the album and everything. So I definitely and I love the album cover. I definitely think it's one of the best ever of any genre. And I give it a 4.0 rating.
Okay. Yeah, this album is like a high mark when it comes to Earth, Wind, and Fire and shit.
Yeah,
Like everything about this album was so dope, epic, songwriting, production, performance wise. It was just Earth, Wind, and Fire's magnum opus, their
right,
triumph and shit.
right.
And this was really the album. It got them like a lot of awards. I believe it got them. Give me a second. It was the best-selling R&B album of 1978.
Oh wow.
It won a Grammy for Best R&B Vocal Performance by a Duo Group of Purist, and Running also won a Grammy for Best R&B Instrumental. All in all, got an American Music Award nomination for Favorite Soul Art Album and shit.
Mm,
And it's tied with That's the Way of the World as the best-selling album too. So,
nice. All
and
right, that's another album I got to check out.
yeah, man, like
Yeah.
if I were you,
Mm,
I would definitely check out That's the Way of the World,
mm,
then go to Gratitude, then go to keep your head to the sky,
okay.
and then go to Raise,
Okay.
and then just
What's up?
pick what you want to listen to from there and shit.
Right.
Yeah, it might be a
My
lot.
favorite my favorite tracks was Fantasy, Love's Holiday, Magic Mind, Jupiter, and Brazilian Rum.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Like I'll say my favorite tracks were Serpentine Fire, Love's Holiday, Fantasy, um, Be Ever Wonderful, and I'll Write a Song for You.
Dope, dope.
Yeah. And so with this album, they were kind of steering away from funk a lot more and shit like that.
Uh,
But at the same time, they still had a good groove.
mm,
But when it comes to I Am, which I don't know when exactly I'll do that review,
uh,
this thing starts getting a little shaky though.
okay.
Not always in a bad way, not in the bad ways, but stay tuned
Right.
for that.
Okay.
All right. Now, next album, The Emotions, Rejoice.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, All in All, if you guys, it's still in print. I think I heard it was reissued back in 1999. It's still in print today. So, Rejoice released in 1977 on Columbia Records. You said you never heard this album, right?
I never heard that.
Okay, but you do know who the Emotions are,
Oh
right?
yeah, I heard of them before. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so the Emotions, they're like a group from. Give me 1 second. I got to pull this shit up. Okay, they're a group from Chicago and shit like that. The main members include, well, the original lineup included Pamela, Sheila, Jeanette Hutchinson, and Wanda Vaughn.
Mhm.
Um, oh wait, excuse me, I made a slight mistake. Wanda Hutchinson, Sheila, Pamela, and Janet Hutchinson. They were all sisters and shit. And so, like a lot of soul groups that began, they had their influence with gospel music and shit. And they were touring as a gospel band, but by the late 60s, they got into doing like more secular music, as you know, the Christians like to call it. And so they signed to Stax Records, where they were under Isaac Hayes and shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, not a lot of people know that shit, that they were originally on Stax Records. So they dropped them 2 albums, So I Can Love You and Untouched. I've never heard those albums. I heard bits and pieces of those. Um, and Stax, you know, everyone should know that Stax went bankrupt and shit
Right.
by the mid-70s, and so they were without a label for a while. So I think Maurice White, he liked the group and he got them into Columbia Records.
Right.
And in 1976, they dropped the Flowers album, which I've heard the album, but it's been a while since I've heard it, so I can't really give a final judgment of what I think about it.
Right.
But then the next year, but I do know that album was successful and everything. It did get them some hits and shit. Next year, this album came out. Very dope album cover.
Mhm.
Definitely very heavenly and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can tell like it kind of reminds me of like when you go into like when you go into church and shit,
Right.
and it's Easter and they have to have that guest speaker that's speaking and shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it all presentable and shit. If you know what I mean.
Right.
Let's see what we got here. All right, ain't got nothing, but okay. The song album has 2 singles, I believe. Best of My Love and Don't Ask My Neighbors. Give me 1 second. I'm about to rinse my mouth out right first.
All right, cool. Mike, what up? Vinyl, what up? Definitely got to do a Beatles breakdown at some point, yo.
Whew.
You
Oh,
good, yo?
yeah, my throat was dry for a second and shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah. All right. So this album has 9 songs. So let's get started. Track number 1, Best of My Love. Everyone should have heard the song. It's a classic song.
Is that a disco? That's a disco track, right?
I would consider it disco.
Yeah, I think that was in the movie for Summer of Sam.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I went to see that back in the day when it came out. I remember that song being played in it.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned disco because I'm gonna mention like this was really the album where Maurice White started dabbling into disco a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so some of these songs have like a disco-ish feel, but it's not like cheesy disco.
Right.
Yeah, so but other than that, this actually got them. I believe it got them a Grammy Award.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think for best R&B performance and shit, and a
Oh,
American Music Award for favorite soul single.
nice.
Yeah, I had a lot of memories listening to the song, like in the radio and shit.
Right.
Definitely has that nostalgic feeling and shit.
Mhm.
Then we get to A Feeling Is. This song right here, all my Biz Markie fans should know about the song. Especially if you like the I Need a Haircut album.
Right.
Very dope song, has a jazzy feel to it. I love the way that they were harmonizing. Oh, I forgot to mention,
Mhm.
Jeanette actually left the group by the time Stax Records folded because she didn't like the fact that she was touring and shit.
Oh wow.
So the popular lineup is Pamela, Wanda, and Sheila. So yeah. Then next track, A Long Way to Go. This is the thing I like about 70s soul music, like Tribe.
Yeah.
The lyrics, they might be simple, but it's so descriptive and they invoke a lot of emotions towards it and shit.
Right. I agree.
I definitely feel that with this song, it definitely has a lot of dope lyrics and shit like that, which it might sound simple, but it's very dope the way they put it and shit.
Right.
Give me 1 second. Like this has lines like, I got my eyes on the summertime sky, traveling a country mile. The time is here for winter rain, singing a summer smile. Singing a summer smile. I've been possessed and may have been blessed. If I can't be found, I can't found. You're gonna see the light in me. I'm gonna let it shine. Like I just like the way like they put it out and shit like that. Like talking about the seasons and shit. But yeah,
That's dope, man.
very dope, very dope. Next track, Key to My Heart. So very sultry song and shit. Very cool song. Nothing to it. Love What's Happening. I could have done without that song, to be honest. It's not really one of my favorites, but yeah.
Right.
How Did I Know That Love Would Slip Away is the next one. Dope song. Have you ever heard that song by Al Wilson called Show and Tell? Like the Just Game, that song.
It doesn't sound familiar. I would have to hear it like you know what I mean. Like a lot of the original songs from like back then, I know because like the artists, like a lot of the rappers sampled it, so that's how I know them.
Yeah.
But I might not know the like the name of the song, but I know the sample.
Okay. Well, I was just saying it kind of sounded like that song a little bit and shit.
Okay.
And Denise Williams helped co-write that song too.
Denise Williams, I know her. She had like that Let's Say It for the Boys.
Oh, I hate that song.
You hate that song? That was from Footloose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recently reviewed the This Is Niecy album. That was a very dope album and shit. That's the Denise Williams I like, not that let's hear it for the boys bullshit.
Yeah.
Then we get to my favorite song, Don't Ask My Neighbors.
I know that song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that beat, oh my god, like that.
Nice ballad.
Yeah, it's a very nice ballad and shit. Yeah. What I got from that song is like, you fall in love with somebody, you question if they really like you and shit, and so you ask around trying to find out about them and shit, and you try to like alter your appearance just to fit them, but they're saying, "Don't ask my neighbors, come to me and let's see what it feels like and shit."
Right.
Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell actually did a cover of the song too.
Yeah, that's where I heard them do that. So they was on some show and they were singing that song together.
Yeah, the movie Sprung and shit.
That's right. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, she could sing too. Tisha.
She can sing, but she kind of overdoes it when she sings.
Yeah, she thinks she Beyonce.
Sheena though.
Yeah, she can sing.
She never made it to be singer, like a professional singer.
Yeah, I don't know. She should have.
Yeah, she should have. Like, have you ever heard some of Tisha Campbell's album and shit?
Nah, I remember she sang. I believe she sang in the movie School Days, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever like heard her sing, but I never I didn't even know she had an album out.
Yeah, I think that album came out, if I'm not mistaken, 92, 91.
Oh wow.
I know Jasmine Guy put out an album in 1990 and shit.
I remember that, yeah.
Which that album
a lot of them was doing it. Like Raven-Symoné put out one in like 92, 93.
Yeah. Because I know Missy Elliott actually helped write or produce some of that shit.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but they originally, I think, from what I've read, those songs were originally supposed to be Missy Elliott's, but
Mm.
Biggie didn't like a dark-skinned female rapper, so they gave
Right.
it to, of course, the light-skinned rapper.
Of course.
Yeah, so that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I think Raven actually mentioned that in a recent interview. I'm not too sure, but I have to recheck it. But that's what I think I heard about.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Jasmine Guy album, that has some dope beats though.
Where I gotta check that. That's
Yeah.
I know that's out of print.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's mad cheap on Amazon though. It's mad cheap.
Yeah.
I
Whitney
might,
was singing. That's crazy.
yeah, I might just get Loki. I might just get the album just to get it. To be real,
Yeah. Just
especially
have
that,
a collection.
yeah, especially that Jasmine Guy one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, back to Don't Ask My
Mm.
Neighbors and shit. Very dope song, very dope song. Classic soul song and shit.
Yeah.
Then we get to Blessed. This song right here, all my LL Cool J fans should know about this song. I'm just gonna spoil it out there because it's a very surprising sample, and I don't usually do this, but the song No Airplay, Easy Mo Beast sample like the beginning.
Okay. That's the song you got it from?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
I love that No Airplay song.
for real. I like the remix better though. The remix is more dope, but I just wish like he would have just added the uncensored version just as a bonus track, just for the fun.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, because it's not like I don't. What's the story behind that? Like they couldn't add it to the album.
Well, you see, the story behind it, from what I've looked up, it was kind of like a satire of how DJs in the '90s try to edit their hip hop song by adding these weird sound effects.
Right.
So LL was cursing like a storm and shit, and it was like all these weird like effects going out there, and he feels like if he curses a lot, he's gonna get no airplay and shit.
So it was like a concept song.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Cause I was like, well, he was cursing on I Shot You and all that other stuff, so I don't understand.
Yeah, so that's why I found it clever and shit like that. Very dope song. And surprisingly, it's actually my favorite song off the album, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's a dope song, man.
And also New Jersey Drive, a certain song on that soundtrack sampled this song too and shit. So
which song was that?
Queen Latifah's Jersey.
I don't remember that one. I heard the soundtrack like a long time ago. I never bought it though.
Yeah, I might get it soon because it's mad cheap on it. It's been mad cheap for years though, but who knows how long that would be, to be real.
Yeah.
Because you know, like once an artist dies or once something get re-released, these cultures start coming out.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna be out of print, but as soon as they drop that, it's gonna be gone.
Yeah. Christopher Columbus sing everything and shit. You know what I mean?
Like you said, like you said, like right now, like God forbid, I love Mariah Carey, but if she dropped her, if she closed her eyes now, all of her shit would be out of print now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have the only albums that of hers that are out of print is the Christmas album, the first one.
What?
And I think the first one is out of print and Charm Bracelet, but the other ones they have.
The Christmas album is out of print?
Yeah. The first one, because she did two. The first one is out of print.
But that was a bestseller. That was success.
Yeah. That one is out of print. And I think Charm, I didn't even hear Charm Bracelet, but it didn't do good. But that one is out of print too, if I'm not mistaken. But
yeah,
they have Emotions and all other ones are available.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because I didn't really fuck with Charm Bracelet like that.
Yeah.
I like the Glitter soundtrack, surprisingly. That was way better.
I didn't listen to it. I didn't even watch the movie. I heard it was bad.
Oh yeah. I didn't really watch the movie. I saw some of the movie. It was but the soundtrack was like a very, if you like 80s R&B, you love the soundtrack.
True.
Like
I want to check that.
Renee and Angela, Cameo, that kind of shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, and the last song, Rejoice, I kind of felt like the last two songs were kind of like back to the gospel roots, if you ask me.
Right.
But yeah, other than that, this is a very dope album and shit.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people might be surprised, like, why I'm reviewing this album and not like the Ramsey Lewis albums and shit. Well, because like Maurice White said this is like his favorite album he produced, period, and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, and I felt like just like with the sound in 1973 to 77,
Mm,
this is the perfect like sounding record for like Earth, Wind and Fire, Canon and shit.
right.
As with Denise Williams, this is Niecy and shit. So
I'm gonna check that out. The Niecy album.
yeah. She's more than let's hear it for the boy and shit.
Oh God. Mm,
But yeah, this is the very I'll call it a classic album too.
right.
'Cause I know Steven said he likes this album. I know Steven said he likes this album, so
Oh, man. I'll
very
check that
dope
out.
album. Must have in your collection. But yeah,
Oh,
back to these culture vultures though, man.
yeah.
I know you saw my. Did you see my rant I did in the uncontrolled substance review?
Yes, that was dope.
Yeah, I was heated because I was kind of heated about that because
Yeah.
when niggas be doing that shit, it
Mm,
pushes my album review thing back and shit.
right.
I have to like call Amazon, contact these motherfuckers, and then
Mm-hmm.
this motherfucker like he didn't even fucking maybe return this shit because as soon as I was about to return it, that's when he wanted to close it like a dumbass he was and shit.
Yeah.
Like I still got the promo for like I still got the promo version right here and shit.
Mm.
I'm like collecting
It's
dust.
it's it's just like we're living in a different era now where you have these culture vultures that want to buy up everything and hoard it in their house and they don't use it. They don't play it. They're not gonna ever play it. They're probably gonna just buy 4 or 5 copies and hoard it and it's gonna collect dust and they're gonna resell it for like a absurd type amount of money, and it hurts the real music lovers like us because like there's hard to find releases that we can't get ever because of these culture vultures.
For real.
And I think something needs to be done about them. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a lot of hard to find stuff that I personally want in my collection that I can't get because of these people is out here that got like 3 or 4 copies of Project Funk the World or Chia Lee's first album and nobody can ever get their hands on it.
Speaking of that though, I actually finally made a deal with this hip hop classic I'm gonna get soon though.
Right.
Yeah, Marley Marl's In Control Volume 1.
Hard to find. I know Mike was telling me about that.
Yeah, because I saw this niggas be selling that shit for like $100, $150 and shit for an album
Crazy.
that's released in 1988.
Yeah.
Like I can understand if it was like if it was not that successful.
Mm,
The album was charted well like in the hip hop charts and shit.
right.
Groundbreaking album.
Mm-hmm.
You charging me $150 for that shit? Get the fuck out of here!
Crazy.
Like
Crazy.
the deal I made on Amazon, you
Mm,
got it for like damn, I can't even be saying this because now somebody might buy it, but like $32.
right.
He's selling it for $32. I might just cop it when I get paid Friday and shit.
Yeah. That's way better than 100 and something. So
Right. And I might just cop In Control Volume 2, low key,
right.
and just review those two albums together.
Right. Right. No.
I know you have you heard Volume 2?
I haven't heard none of them. Like I always wanted to get them, and they were always like out of print. I never heard them.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, because I know I'm gonna review Veterans Day from Big Daddy Kane. I know before the
Okay.
year is over.
Cool.
I might do that later on this month. I might probably cop that next week. Once I review that, we can like do a review on the Marley Marl albums and shit. And I can guide you through it. And
Okay.
shit. I can
I'm
probably
down.
ask, Mike.
I'm gonna try to look for them on YouTube. Like, I mean, hopefully YouTube got them. So
I know YouTube does not have all the tracks for Volume 2, so I'll
oh
send you a
shit.
link. I'll send you
Okay.
a link to the album and shit.
Thanks.
Yeah, because that album is long out of print. I can understand that album.
Mm-hmm.
But see, with that album, I found it on Amazon for like $6 and shit.
Wow.
But y'all overcharged.
But it was used though, right? A used copy.
I think the one I saw was new, and there was
Right.
some used, but
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like I can understand Volume 1, but
Mhm.
this shit, Volume 2, was not even that successful.
Exactly.
Cause you know the story behind the album, right?
No. How? Like, what's the story with that?
Okay, so Marley Marl was having problems with Cold Chillin at that time and
Mhm.
shit.
Right. Right.
Cause you know, like Biz Marquis, I Need a Haircut got the whole sample clearance bullshit with that Alone Again song.
Right.
So Cold Chillin wasn't giving Marty Marr a lot of money. So he was trying to get out of his contract. So he just bullshitted the In Control Volume 2, made a lot of hip hop, R&B, house kind of beats and shit. Personally, that the established rapper songs was good, but the newer rappers and the R&B cats, it wasn't that good.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like the song like Chuck D and Tragedy Gaddafi did together, that was tough.
Okay.
It was tough.
Intelligent.
Yeah. LL Cool J's I Be Getting Busy. That could have been on Mama Said Knock You Out easily.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not like it was a bad album. It was just a very flip-flopsy album and shit.
Right.
So
the Biz Marquis, I remember that because he had the sample they had sued him because like he couldn't use it or some shit.
Yeah, he only used like the chorus of the song, but then they sampled him because it was like unconstitutional or some shit.
And he lost the case, and I think that was when that was before 2 Live Crew won their case.
That was after.
After, okay. Yeah, I remember I'm hearing about that back in the day that Biz Marquis had lost the case and we had to pay them and shit.
It was also De La Soul and the Turtles went to court too.
Right.
Yeah, because I think they sampled one of their songs for I think it was the Transmitting from Live Mars off the High and Rising album.
That was a great album. I love that.
Love that album too, man. Like,
yeah.
So they got sued for that shit too. But you know what I fucking hate about Sample Clint? These motherfuckers that be doing this shit. Sometimes these motherfuckers be waiting 20 years just to sue a nigga.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Leaders like with leaders at the new school. How I think one cat, I forgot the dude's name though, but he sued them over a song from the 1991 album, A Future Without a Past.
Right.
Talking about we're gonna take the album out of stores, but that album is out of print for years though.
Right.
And some people don't even remember that Busta Rhymes was in the group.
Exactly. That's where he started, you know.
Right. Exactly. Like niggas don't be remembering that shit. Like, don't get me wrong. Leaders in the new school, they were a cool group. We all knew that Busta was like the large professor. Large professor of the group.
Actually, you know what's crazy when they first started, I actually thought that Busta and Charlie Brown would be like the stars of that group. I really thought Charlie Brown would have had a successful solo career, even Dinko D, but it never happened that way. Everybody, was drawn to Busta.
Yeah, because like Busta, like his style was so unorthodox and shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, but yeah, it's like these sample clearances and shit. And even with Pharoah Monch's Internal Affairs, that fucking one sample, like you can't. I'm so glad I got a copy of the album. I'm so glad. But I just hate the fact that these young kids, they can't even remember like the lyrical genius of that album and shit. Like, Masterpiece. Like that album should be up there with Illmatic, Doggy Style, Ready to Die. In my opinion, like it's not a bad song on that fucking album and shit.
Right.
Like even if he released that album without that song, I would be fine with that. I would honestly be fine with that, to be honest.
Right.
But we all know that was never going to happen because everyone knows that song. And it's sad because all the other Organized Confusion albums are out of print too.
Crazy.
But then these fucking rock singers, all their albums re-released, and even the bad re-released too and shit. Like, I can't count how many times all the Rolling Stones albums get re-released. But you're telling me that you can't find a decent copy of Ultramagnetic MC's Funk Your Head Up?
Exactly.
That's fucking, and it's always race. It's that racism shit too. Fucking racism. If you think about it. Like, as long as you're black, man. Like, look at
Mm-hmm.
Prince. Well, technically, I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
count Prince in that situation because some of it's on him
Right.
too. But
Mm-hmm.
who else? Who's a black? Uh, who? Eric Sermon, a perfect example.
Right.
Groundbreaking artist in hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
All of solo albums out of print. No Pressure did fairly good on the charts. Um,
Right.
Double or Nothing. That was a
Yeah.
solid album.
Oh yeah.
Music was his most successful album.
Right.
That song to this day still brings people to the dance floors and shit.
Oh yeah. Yep. That was a big hit over here.
Right. I'm telling you, man. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
hip hop. When it comes to hip hop, man, that's why you have to appreciate some shit when it's there, man.
Exactly. You
You
right.
got like you gotta appreciate
I think
it.
about that all the time. Like there's really like when I hear like y'all talk about like out of print albums, and I'd be thinking like, damn, I was at the record store when that came out. I should have got it then back in the '90s, and I never did.
For real.
Now I can't even get my hands on Enter the Stage or none of the boot camp like stuff. You know.
I can send you some links if you want for Enter the
Yeah.
Stage. It's not too expensive, but it might be like close to $20 now though. But
Right. Oh shit, that's a lot better than paying like 150 something for
yeah, cause I got my copy for like $6. I remember.
Oh wow, damn.
It's the digging in the vaults. That's the
Yeah.
expensive one I want. Hell, even Warzone is kind of getting a little bit steep in price now and
Yeah.
shit.
Warzone, I passed up on that too. I think when Warzone came out, I bought something else from the record store when Warzone was out. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was Harlem World or some shit. I forget what it was. I'm like Harlem World, God, terrible. Man, what was I thinking?
Oh man, it's all
Hmm.
good though. It's all good.
Yeah.
I remember sometimes. I remember one time I passed. No, actually, I remember one time I sold Minnie Riperton's Perfect Angel album.
Right.
I would think I would get that album again kind of quick though,
Hmm.
but I can't even find the album in stores. When I first found it, I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's Minnie Riperton.
Yeah.
But you have
Wow.
all of Barbara Streisand's albums and shit with her big nose self and shit. But you tell me I can't find a single Minnie Riperton album like in stores and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You right.
Shit's crazy.
Yeah,
But
man.
but I still see Puff Daddy's like Forever album, the vinyl,
Exactly.
and no one's buying that shit. So I'm just like, I'm not.
That was horrible, yo.
Yo, I'm
Like
saying,
that's when he thought he was an actual artist. Like you got a way you got to pass with No Way Out because of the artist that was on there. But
yo,
then when he came out with a second album, I'm like, oh, he really think he artist now.
yo, let me see the guest appearances on that Forever album.
Oh God, yo, it's all people that still do, like you got Jay-Z on there. He had Redman. He had Nas, Beanie Siegel, Shine. Even Biggie had a the Biggie verse. I think they took it off of like that real niggas freestyle.
Oh,
Um, Little Kim was on it. He had like all star collabs, and that album was shit.
hold on, look, listen to this. Why You Want to Hit Me, featuring Mario Winans, R. Kelly, Black Rob, G. Dep, Joe Hooker, Carl Thomas, Mark Curry, Jennifer Lopez, May,
Hmm.
Sherry Dennis, Lil Kim, Lonnie Evans, and William. This is as bad as Biggie's duets, The Final Chapter, man.
That album was terrible. Y'all like
Man, this is
no
the whole
Puffy.
BT. This is the whole Source Awards right here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the tracks and I'm like, why did Redman do this shit? Like, you must have did it for the money. You can't honestly tell me that song you did with Puffy was hot.
Nah, man. If you think that, look at the Born Again guest
Mm.
appearances, man. I'm gonna read the Born Again and shit. Cause I
I didn't
said
like that. I had that one. I threw it away. I didn't like that one either.
I low key listened to those albums just to get a laugh. Like, look at this. Lil Kim, Puff Daddy, Eminem, Cash Money Millionaires, Mark Curry, Snoop Dogg, Busta Rhymes, Junior
Hmm.
Mafia, Too Short, Lil
Hmm.
Kim. Oh, I said that. Shout out X.
Yep.
Method Man, Redman, G Dep, Craig Mack. Oh, you can invite Craig Mack back to Bad Boy just to hype up Big
Hmm.
and shit. Okay.
Exactly.
Missy
Exactly.
Elliott, Mobb Deep, Joe Hooker. Black Rob, Ice Cube, Beanie Siegel, Lil C's, Nas, and Casey and JoJo. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, I didn't like that. You know, it was just a cash grab. That's all he's been doing with Biggie's name is just making money off of his legacy. I just think it sucks.
It's disgusting.
You know, like after No Way Out, that's when he should have stopped. Like nobody, you're not an artist. I don't know why he continues to make music. Like for what? Nobody's buying that shit.
Yeah, like if I was to get one Puff Daddy album, it would just be No Way Out.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it. Only because of the features, because the features is what made that album. It wasn't Puffy. Like Puffy didn't even produce anything. Like the Hitman produced all that shit, and he took the credit for it. You
true.
know, like the Locks, Foxy Brown, Twister, Genuine, Faith Evans, Little Kim, Mace, Biggie, Buster, anybody that was associated with that first album, they made that album what it was. It's not Puffy.
You know what I was thinking though? I feel like Pete Rock is the real father of the remix, in my opinion.
P Rock.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a couple of them. I think Teddy Riley. I think Jermaine Dupri. You know.
Well, I was saying kind of Pete. Well, I can see Teddy Riley too, but I was saying Pete Rock because I was re-listening to that "Shut 'Em Down" remix,
Right.
and I was thinking about how remixes was before 1991. How
Right.
it would just be like an extended shit, and you might have like an extended verse or a
Right.
manipulation with the sample. But
Right.
Pete literally just made a whole new song off that
Oh
beat.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Like,
Definitely.
like don't get me wrong, Puffy. I'll give Puffy the remix edge. You know, I'll give him the remix edge though. But
Right.
let's not forget that he kind of stole the original version of Juicy from Pete Rock though. Let's not.
Right. Right. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel like yeah, P Rock definitely has a lot of classic remixes from the '90s. You know, like the Jessamine Men remix and Shut 'Em Down remix. You
Yeah.
know, K Solo Let 'Em In. Like he had a lot of class. I had like when I used to have like when I used to like record off of the radio, I had like a lot like a blank tape with full of like P Rock remixes back in the day.
Man, that real hip hop remix though,
Oh yeah, that's effects. Love that.
he outdid Primo.
Yeah.
Like shit,
That's
man.
hard to do. That's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? Like him and Primo are my two favorites of all time as far as hip hop.
True. I would throw
You
out
know?
Marley Marl in the top three and shit. You know.
Oh yeah, Marley Marl. Yeah, Marley Marl has some classic remixes too.
Have you heard the straight up remix he did with Paul Abdul?
No, I never heard that.
Yeah, that
I
bass
gotta check
line,
that.
man.
I
Shit.
gotta check that. Definitely gotta check that out.
Like, yeah,
Wow.
I'm telling you now, I was actually talking to Steven recently. I'm thinking
Mm.
about doing a list about favorite hip hop producers year by year.
Oh, dope. I would definitely want to be a part of that.
Yeah, I was kind of influenced by Complex's list.
Yeah. Oh, they
And
had a list?
yeah, they recently had a list like it kind of I
Oh
think
shit.
about like 2 months ago and shit.
And it was fucked up, right?
Actually, it was I actually respected them because you know why though?
Mm.
They gave credit to Easy Mo B.
Oh, okay, dope.
They said he was the best hip hop producer in 1994. Like personally, he's my
Uh-huh.
second favorite because Primo's 1994 is just impeccable.
Yeah.
But they
Oh
even
yeah, like Mo B like Mo for the stuff he did for Ready to Die and for Craig Mack and yeah, definitely I would put him up there one of the best producers for that year.
yeah they said DJ Quick was the best hip hop producer of 1991.
Uh,
I was like, oh shit, like, and that's not even my favorite year from Quick though, low key, because I would say 96. You know
mhm,
when he was doing like Tupac All Eyes on Me,
man,
Safe and Sound came out that the year prior. Like I would say 96, 97 maybe.
man. For Primo?
From Quick, DJ Quick.
Oh, for Quick, okay. Cool.
But the thing that I was kind of bothered, but
Mm,
it was a tight competition.
mm.
They only had Primo as honorable mentions most of the time.
Oh wow. They see that I told you they fucked up their list. I stopped I stopped reading like complex stuff like years ago because I felt like they were getting everything wrong when it come to hip hop.
Because they Jay-Z dick riders, yo.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, Primo can't be honorable mention. Like he had to be. He's like one of the main factors for boom bap during the '90s. How is he like just honorable mention?
But it was still a good list. It was like
Uh,
a competition.
mm.
I understand that though, but then they put Kanye West in a lot of slots and shit. And I'm just like,
What? Kanye West for what year?
hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it
Mm.
up. 'Cause I know one of them was 2001, which I kind of agree. That's
Oh
the
yeah, for Blueprint, yeah, definitely. He made that album, you know.
right.
I give him that. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, like Blueprint is a classic, and Kanye did most of the production on it. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I never saw Kanye as like up there with like Premier or with Pete Rock or Dilla. I don't think that was him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So 2001.
Mm,
Okay, they said credentials, the blueprint, of course.
mm,
Okay, give me a second. He's an honorable mention 2002.
mm.
Wait, how is Eminem an honorable mention? See, that's the shit I'm talking about. Eminem's not a what?
Dre was doing his shit back then. Like Eminem was like co-producer. How was he honorable mention? Who was he doing in '02?
Yeah, yeah. Dre, he's highlighted in 1992 and 99.
Uh,
Yeah, Kanye, he won him 2004, which I'll give him that.
right.
Okay.
What was '04? '04 was what? College Dropout.
Yeah.
Uh,
2005.
okay.
B and late registration.
Oh yeah. B is classic, man. I love that album.
Right.
I think that's Common's last classic album to me.
Yeah, his last classic for now. I'll give you
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Does he still have it in him to make a classic album now?
To be honest, I did like the Dreamer and the Believer album that came out in
Yeah,
2011.
I liked some of those songs. I didn't think it was a great all around album.
Hmm.
Like the sound was different for him. You know what I mean? And and then like the was Nobody Smiling. I didn't like that album at all. He was like doing trap shit.
Which album?
The Nobody Smiling.
You didn't like that album?
Nah, I didn't like nothing on there. It didn't sound like him. It sounded like the this it's like he was trying to like fit in with today's like sound now. Like
Uh,
it didn't sound like a soulful type of Common album. You know, like not like, you know, like Water for Chocolate or One Day It All Makes Sense. It didn't sound like that. It sounded like he was trying to do something like for now. Like how Eminem is with with Kamikaze. That's what Common was doing with Nobody Smiling.
mm,
You know, but I like the last one. I like Make America Black Again. I thought that he came back to his roots and to
yeah,
his original sound. I like that one, but that one got slept on.
facts. Yeah. Kanye got 2007.
Okay,
Graduation, Finding Forever.
love Graduation. Finding Forever was slept on. I know Mike doesn't like that one. I like that one. I thought that
Yeah.
was a dope album. That one got slept on. What was the other album?
Graduation.
Graduation. Love that album. That's my I think that's my favorite Kanye album.
Interesting.
Yeah, that and College Dropout.
True. He got a couple honorable mentions and shit.
Uh,
Then he got 2013.
mm.
He
What
got
was that was for Jesus?
Yeezus and My Name Is My Name from Pusha T.
Oh yeah, that Push album is classic, yo. I love that.
True, true.
I like Jesus. I know a lot of people that don't like it, but I thought it was an experimental album. But like to me, like he showed that um he's not just a rapper. Like he can cross over to other genres and still be successful. That's why I liked it. It was different.
Yeah, it was. I didn't really fuck with it like that though.
Right. But I love the song like New Slaves and Blood on the Trees on the leaves. Was it Blood on the Trees? Blood on the Leaves?
Yeah, Blood
Um
of the Leaves.
what's the other joint? Abound. The Bound was like the only hip hop related song on there at the end. You know, I thought it was a dope album, you know, but I mean people didn't like it.
Hmm.
And the crazy thing is Bon Iver his last album sounded like Jesus, and everybody loved it.
Right.
You know, am I saying his name? Bon Iver, Bon Iver, however you say it. I listened to the album. I thought it was dope, and
I don't even know.
you know what I mean. And you know, he went out of his comfort zone and did like a album like Jesus, and I thought it was dope, and people loved it. So I'm like, well, they love that, but they didn't love Jesus.
Cause you know, the black community, they just want shit to be the same sometimes. Then once like it gets repetitive and shit, they go
Right,
back and then they like, okay.
right. But see, I like different shit, so it's like I don't want to listen to the same thing all the time. Like as far as like when it comes to like genres, like if it was like a like an artist like 50 Cent, I don't want to hear 50 Cent singing because like leave that to Drake and all those niggas. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you do what you known for G Unit and all that. And like say like Mobb Deep, they never tried to change who they was. Like every album, you knew what you was getting with Mobb Deep. They didn't Prodigy ain't try to sing, you know, and Havoc wasn't trying to do no trap shit. You know what I mean? Like you knew what you was getting with every album with Mob. Yeah, I love that. But for me, it's like when I get up in the morning, I don't want to hear rap all the time. I might want to hear some alternative rock or some reggae or something. So I like different sounds. So it's like when Kanye, when he could switch it up with every album where he give you College Dropout or he give you 808s and Heartbreak or Yeezus, I feel like it was dope. Like what he was doing, it was like a different sound from him, but he made it dope in his Kanye, you know, way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll talk about that list though and shit though,
Yeah.
because I'm actually kind of interested, but I might be a little shaky towards like
Mm-hmm.
mid 2000s and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Right.
What else? What else? I have to talk to Mike to see when we'll do the good times review.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I was actually got my list finally finalized for the sitcoms for this first trial and shit.
Right.
I'm gonna do Good Times,
That's dope.
All in the Family,
Good
uh,
show too.
Taxi.
I never was into Taxi. Like I watched it once in the blue, but I wasn't like really into that one.
Yeah, to be honest, that's actually my favorite sitcom. To be honest,
Oh, dope. Dope.
yeah, I like how dark and how black comedy it was. Like how dark it was
Right.
in a way.
Right. Right.
Um, WKRP in Cincinnati,
Classic.
very underrated show. Murphy Brown, the
She's
De-
back on now, right? On CBS.
yeah,
Yeah, I saw like a commercial for that.
yeah, the Jeffersons.
Classic.
I'm gonna see if and a different world.
Oh wow, that's one of my favorites from the '90s, man.
Yeah, man. And
You know.
I'm actually planning a retrospective on In Living Color too. So
Oh, dope,
yeah,
dope. Definitely, I used to love that one too.
for real though, it's like that's the thing though. Like with people, like if they want to review sitcom, they always focus on like '90s sitcoms too and shit.
Right,
Like you don't hear people reviewing like All in the Family or like Sanford and Son.
right. Yeah, man. A lot of classics from back then too.
Yeah, like I like the '70s was like the best era when it came to sitcoms and shit.
Right.
Like that's when TV became like more racist and more
Yeah. Yep.
violent.
I watched all of that in syndication, like All in the Family and
Yeah.
Times, One Day at a Time. You know,
See, one
all
day.
the Mork and Mindy,
I'll go
huh?
ahead.
Mork and Mindy. All of those I watched in syndication back in like the '80s and '90s.
Yeah, I recently got into One Day at a Time a couple years ago.
Uh,
Low key, to be honest, I always felt like Mackenzie Phillips and like Bonnie Franklin, they overacted in the earlier episodes. Like she'd be like, Monster High! I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl? Like, I sometimes think they're Jewish or some shit. Like, but I always liked the dude that plays Schneider. What's the dude's name? Pat Harrington.
right.
Very dope actor. Like, rest in peace to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Rest
Rest
in
in peace
peace,
to
man.
Bonnie Franklin too.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my favorite sitcoms from the 70s, you ever watched the Mary Tyler Moore Show?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I used to watch that. Yep.
yeah.
And they had the spinoff for Rhoda. It was a Rhoda.
Yeah, they had Rhoda, Phyllis, and Lou Grant.
Yeah, I used to watch Rhoda sometimes.
Yeah, I pretty much the first season was like my favorite, to be honest. Things got
Yep.
kind of hit or miss right after.
Yeah.
Cause like as soon as she got married, they just divorced her. I'm like, what? Cause they rushed. It's like they had her married like by like the fifth or sixth episode. Like
Yeah.
she moves back home, meets some guy, they get married. I'm like, damn, I wish it was that easy for me and shit. When I came back at my mama's house,
Oh
damn,
shit.
shit, I want to throw my hat in the air and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
Sanford and Son, that's my shit.
Yeah. Sanford and Son, that was good. I used to watch that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if Mike wants to do a review on that too and shit, because he said that's his favorite
So
70s.
how are y'all doing it? Like, are you like you just gonna be talk about like pivotal moments during the series or?
I'm gonna go by like season by season and talk about highlight episodes and opinions on that whole
Right.
season and shit. That's all I'm gonna do.
And you're gonna break them up in like different episodes and all that.
Yeah, like the main, the notable episodes and shit.
Oh, I see. I see.
Like
Cool.
with Good Time, I'm gonna talk about the episode when Penny comes in,
Right.
you got beat with iron and shit.
Right. I remember she got burned with the iron or something like that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I hate to be that dude,
Hmm.
but what kind of black mom beats a kid with an iron?
Yeah. The ghetto ones.
No, I'm not trying to be funny though, but I
Hmm.
have extension cords, but that's
Hmm.
not that's not abuse, man. That's just fucking
And,
psychotic, yo.
and there's everybody in the hood grew up being friends with somebody that was, you had a friend that was getting molested at home. Cause I remember like being when I was little, like playing with friends on the block, and like this brother and sister this brother and sister kids, they would be getting beat at home too by their parents, but nobody would, it was like always like a secret, nobody would ever say anything about it, but you knew about it, but no, they like nobody ever like told the cops or anything about it,
Oh, yeah.
and like you knew people like that in the hood growing up, like people around your way that they were getting beat at home and they were getting mistreated, but you never said nothing about it. It's like a secret on the block that everybody knew, but then nobody ever said anything.
Oh yeah, like I used to have friends like that get abused, but I just never heard of nobody getting beat with no iron. That's what I was kind of been on.
Right.
Like when I saw her hold an iron, I was like, and then all of a sudden they just zoomed in on Janet's face, like, "Oh no,
Hmm.
mama, no!" Like I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh shit!" Like,
Yeah. That
and
was a real thing. So it was like when they made the episode, I was like, oh shit, well yeah, I know people like that. So you
but it
know.
wasn't as crazy as when James beat that bully that bullied Michael.
Crazy.
That nigga tried to run out the room. He yanked his ass. Nigga.
Oh man.
See, they can't have shit like that on TV these days.
Man.
Can
Oh
you
no.
imagine the controversy that episode would
Hmm.
have, especially like when he was holding his kid, he's like, "I wish you would hit me." He's like, "Okay, okay."
Hmm.
Make the,
Yep.
the
They
niggas,
can they can't do that now. Everything is PG, and they want to like cover shit up for the kid for today's generation, and I think that's wrong. They got to see what real life is about.
yeah. You ever watched
You
the
know.
Carmichael show?
Nah. Who's that? Who's starring that?
It was Gerard Carmichael's. It was his sitcom that was during like this decade,
Hmm.
but bullshit NBC canceled that shit. Another black.
Oh, the Black Show. I saw
Yeah,
like one episode, one or two episodes, but yeah, they canceled that real quick.
yeah, that was like a throwback to the 70s with a 20 teens twist to it.
Yeah.
That was like the best thing NBC had in a while, but then they canceled that shit.
Hmm. Yeah, some of the shows they don't give a chance on nowadays. It's like after three episodes, if it's not nobody watching it, they pull the plug.
Right, like I cannot really get into like This Is Us, like on some real.
Yeah, I can't watch that.
I mean, I know what it's trying to do. I might watch it maybe one day, try it, give it another chance, but it was some Hallmark shit. What the fuck? Like,
Mandy Moore's on that.
shit.
You know.
Remember how the 80s, when Ronald Reagan came, they tried to have them very special episodes.
Oh God.
Remember the Different Strokes Bicycle Man episode?
Yeah. Different Strokes. That was my show too, man. You know, the Gooch used to beat up on, was it Arnold or Willis?
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, I remember those
Like,
episodes.
I have to do it for the Gooch.
And I was talking my school bullying. I'm like, this is what this generation needs to see. They going through cyberbullying now. You know?
It's like slut shaming and shit, you know?
Yeah, they need to see that, shit like that on TV. So
Then I think like one of the weirdest, very special episodes was when I was watching The Facts of Life.
yeah.
I don't care. I like that show. I don't care what no one.
Oh yeah, I love that. You always watch that.
Yeah, that's way better than Different Strokes, in my opinion.
I watched it for Tootie and for Blair. I liked her.
Yeah. Yeah, I just liked how it wasn't always that too many very special episodes.
Right.
As much as Different Strokes and shit.
Yeah.
But yo, it was the weirdest, very special episodes about how Natalie was about to lose her virginity to a boyfriend named Snake. Yeah, that's his name, Snake.
Oh my God.
You gotta love the 80s, man.
Yeah, man.
And so
you had Snake, you had Nick from Family Ties.
Oh, you mean Nick?
Nick. He looked like Sylvester Stallone.
Oh my,
I swear, I thought he was like Sylvester Stallone's like twin brother. He looked so much like him.
Boy, that nigga looked like a Bon Jovi reject. Yo, he's like, hey yo, Master Reed.
Crazy.
Yo, that nigga wanted to be Fonzie so bad.
Yep. You know.
Nah. Then we had the Full House, like the Miller Boyette shows and shit.
Full House, love Full House.
To be honest, I'd rather watch Full House than Brady Bunch. I'll give it that.
Yeah, Brady Bunch. I used to watch that, but I remember like watching. I'm like, this is not how real families are. They don't act like that.
Right.
You know, everything is all honky dory, and they don't have like real major life issues. Like when did any of the daughters deal with like a popped condom or a pregnancy? They never dealt with that on there. You know what I'm saying? When did any of the guys dealt with shit like that? Like Greg, what was his biggest concern? Like pimples on his face? Come on. You know what I'm saying? Marsha, the episode where Marsha like broke her nose from the football, like that was like her biggest thing. You know?
Yo, she had a nose like John Amos from Good Times.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, they didn't deal with no real life issues with like that. Like, who was dealing with that?
Yo, two things though. You know why they don't want no black people in that show, right?
Because they were racist.
Nah, because like I'm just being petty because Robert Reed played a slave owner in Roots and shit.
Right.
Yo, he was like, I own you now. I was like, what, Mike Brady? Oh shit! Now I know what there are black people in Roots, black people in Brady Bunch, because I saw one black person in that show. He was a cop.
Crazy.
Like, oh shit, y'all both having a black cop back in the 70s.
Yeah, and it just wasn't real life. But I mean, people knew that. Like, it was just entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you had those shows that were just entertainment, like Brady Bunch and the Munsters. Like those are entertainment.
Yo. One of my favorite sitcoms I can just watch, Mama's Family.
Yeah, I used to watch that too.
Yo, Velma Harper, she's my favorite sitcom yeller and shit. Like, well, hot damn! Yo, she be smacking the shit out Vincent. I be like,
yeah.
Yo, she be abusing the fuck out them kids. I would just be like, damn.
I watched all of that shit, man. Like Charles in Charge, Mama's Family.
I cannot stand Charles in Charge. Ugh.
I wasn't. I watched it. I don't think it was one of my favorites though. But
Scott
you
Baio,
know,
he just
yeah,
cringes.
yeah.
Happy Days, yo, like that
Oh
Chachi,
yeah,
Chachi.
right.
Like you know what Chachi means, right?
Now what I mean?
It's Italian for big dick.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. And they will call them that on the show. They ain't sense of that shit.
That's
That's
why
gotta be
he.
a black person. If a black person calls himself Mandingo, they can't. They fucking sense of that shit. You know,
I was
that's
like, I
crazy.
looked that shit up. I was like, Chachi, what the fuck? No, tell me why. I was
Yo,
watching one episode of Happy Days. It was the
mm,
weirdest shit. Oh,
oh,
it was the episode where this nigga Chachi was singing.
oh God.
And then they had these older women like touching him. He had like a daydream and shit. And they had these older women like touching him and shit. I was like, what the fuck?
That's crazy, yo.
Oh, like I,
Mm,
I love like the Dick Van Dyke Show.
yeah, I used to watch that sometimes.
For real.
Like the white comedy shows, it was just like they were all hunky dory. Like nothing really bothered them or their family. And then when you had the black shows, it was like we dealt with like real life situations,
Yeah. It wasn't
you
until
know.
like
And mm,
oh go no, yeah, you go ahead, you go ahead.
now I was saying it was like being young and being able to tell the difference with those shows. It was like, yo, well, how come when I watch like the Dick Van Dyke Show, they don't deal with nothing that the black shows dealt with, like Sanford and Son, or like what's happening now. Like we dealt with the black shows dealt with like real life situations that the white shows didn't deal with, or at least not something that we could relate to in the ethnic communities.
And that's where like Norman Lear came out and
Right,
shit. He changed the whole game.
right, right.
Cause like I was watching this like one sitcom, man, just out the blue called like the Paul Lynde Show. And it
Mm,
was like one plot was all like how the 13-year-old daughter ran away with a 13-year-old boyfriend and shit. And
right.
they hid out in the neighbors next door and shit like that. And I'm just like,
Mm,
wow, this is funny but corny. And you
right.
know, think about that show, the nigga Paul Lynde, he's gay, but you
Mm,
can tell he's gay, but he tries to play a straight man. It just be so hilarious. And
crazy,
with his hands and
crazy.
he'd be like, touche. I just be like, this nigga cannot play a straight guy to save his life, man. I'm just like the 70s, man. Like all those black shows that came out.
Hmm.
The realest shit on a sitcom was when Florida told them, "Child, we ain't got no budget." I was like, "That's the realest shit on a
Exactly.
sitcom."
You're right.
We ain't got no budget. Like we ain't got no money. What the fuck you trying to do and shit?
Right. And that's real life. That's what people went through in the hood, what I'm saying? Even now to this day. So
Yeah, it wasn't
I
until
think
like
I think people still want to be entertained, but you also want to be able to relate to that TV show or that character, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, a different world was like relatable to people and shit like that because people, when you was in college, you couldn't pay your tuition or all kind of shit was going on and that show spoke to the community, you know what I'm saying? More than the Cosby Show. Cause I remember when the Cosby Show came out and people was like, well, that's not real life for a black family. No, there ain't no black family on this planet that get along great like that.
well, see the thing with the Cosby Show, people always say they didn't talk about issues, but they kind
Right,
of did, but they didn't do it
right,
in like a militant way.
right, right, right,
For example, one of my favorite episodes, Mrs. Huxtable Goes to Washington.
right.
It was the episode when Claire she goes to like this public access TV show where
Oh,
she has to debate with all these like white conservatives and shit.
mm,
The fact that they were like discriminating her because she was black though, but the way
right,
they handled that, I'm not gonna reveal it right now, but the way they handled that was
mm,
smart though.
right,
I felt like that was Felicia Rashad's best, one of her best episodes and shit.
right.
It's like
And
Oh, go ahead.
It was just like for black families, like it's sad to say, but we didn't grow up with both parents in the household. I'm a single. I'm the only child. Like, and I've only had one parent in my life. I never had no dad in my life.
True.
So it was like, and that's how it is. That's the sad truth about how it was in the community. A lot of people, kids growing up didn't have no like both parents that still married to each other and living in a happy household. That didn't happen. That was like some Walt Disney shit.
For real.
You know what I mean? And that's why like a lot of people couldn't relate to the Cosby Show. But I thought it was good because I thought it was entertaining, and I thought Bill Cosby is he's a funny guy. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, like that was when you young and you watching. I was like, you're not thinking about that shit. But later on, when you're around your peers and they all your age, and you're like, oh well, that's not real because we don't all have our both families in the household, both our parents in the household.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like you couldn't relate to that show.
Shoot, it wasn't until like the white people had Married with Children and Roseanne they could relate to and shit,
Right.
like with lower class families, you know. And then you had shows like Moesha,
Mm-hmm.
where like it had like a renaissance of a show from like a black teenager, a young black teenager's eyes who was a female at the same time.
Right. Right.
And you had like her dealing with adjusting to like a stepmom
Yeah.
school and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about Moesha that I can't respect
Mm-hmm.
is the fact that they made Frank, a cheater and shit like that. I just
Yeah.
when that shit came out, I kind of lost interest in the show
Yeah.
because it was just like any other sitcom now. Because at the same time, it was progressive in a way. But now you want to do it like fit all the stereotypes in and shit. Like, come on,
Right.
man.
Yeah. And then it's just yeah, I just seen it as entertainment. I didn't. That's basically what it was. It's like you can't really gain any like knowledge from those shows. You know what I mean?
And even too with the Fresh Prince of Bel Air,
Right.
like that's progressive too because
Right.
it shows you like, yeah, you're a black man, you're rich, you live in a fancy place, but at the same time, you still have problems you have to face.
Mm-hmm. And that still goes on now. Even if they're a celebrity and they rich and you black, yeah,
For real.
money ain't gonna change the color of your skin. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be driving a nice fancy car and living in a mansion, but you still black. You can't change your color of the skin, and you still could get stopped by the cops. So if anything, that's what Bel Air, taught me. Like I remember the episode when Will got stopped by the cop, and he goes back home and he talks to Uncle Phil about it. Like, hey, they stopped you because you black. You in Bel Air. You ain't supposed to be in Bel Air and you black.
Yeah. I also
You know
love.
what I mean?
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying like that was like they that show taught in different episodes it taught like different things. Like when he first met his dad for the
Yeah.
first time, Ben Vereen played his dad. I could relate to that because I remember the first time when I met mine, I was 14. You know what I'm saying? And little things like that. Like it taught you different things. It wasn't in every episode, but every now and then they had like a message on the show.
Yeah. I love the episode where Will and Carlton try to pledge and shit like that.
Right, right. I remember that.
And that was another episode where I felt like they nailed down race perfectly well, like race and class, because
Yeah.
the dude that played the fraternity leader, he played the dad from South Central. I think his name is Glenn Plummer.
Right.
Yeah, and he basically said like you do all the things your butler does for you and shit, so you don't know what it takes.
Exactly.
And it's kind of sad too that like our people can't accept one another just for being successful in their lives and shit.
Right.
That's what's always
Right.
holding us back.
But I mean they kind of like I feel like a lot of these athletes and celebrities like once they get money, they kind of forget about who they are and where they come from because it's like what do you see like they want to have the white woman on their arm and there's nothing wrong with having any race on your arm, but I feel like for them it's like a sign of power now. So they got the money, they got the white man's woman, and it's like they forget about where they came from because they got money. It's like, well, if you ain't have that money, how would you still be dating the right woman? No, you would be dating, Tisha with 9 kids down the block from you. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? And for me, it's like that is fake to me. Like, you got to be yourself at all times. And no matter if you rich or broke, man. And I'm not gonna let money change me. So I
fact.
don't care like where it is. So whether I'm in Brooklyn or Bel Air,
Mhm.
you know.
Facts. But yeah, I'm definitely going to tell you more about this whole sitcom thing. Cause I'm actually about to get some sleep right now.
All right, cool.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, bro.
No doubt, man. As always, this is always fun to do this stuff with you and Mike and the rest of the crew, man. Shout out to Speaker Cloud.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention. Do
Mhm.
you guys like potentially want to do the Nas I Am Nas Jamas review next week potentially?
Yeah, I know. Mike wanted to like do like a part 2 to like the Nas discography with us or whatever. But
Okay.
yeah, we could do the I am shit because like I wanted to talk about like the bootleg, the unreleased tracks that didn't make the planned double CD.
Okay. Damn. Okay. Let's see. 'Cause I know we still have to do the Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Right.
Yes, I'm gonna talk to him, see what's he's going on with that though.
Okay. Yeah, Bust the Beastie Boys and Red Hot Chili Peppers and
Oh yeah. For the breakdown,
Slick Rick. When we doing the Slick Rick one? When is that one?
we can do that actually. Let's see, we can do that Sunday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, let me make a note of that. Let's do it Sunday at 11.
Okay. That's what's
Yeah.
up. We talk about the first album, just the first album.
Oh, I thought we were doing the discography breakdown.
Well, I know Mike wanted to do that on the Speak Your Cloud channel though, but
Oh yeah. You know.
it's up to y'all. I don't know.
Okay, we can do the first album. I'm down with that.
Okay,
Definitely.
cool.
All right. Cause I was really gonna do that album like couple weeks ago, but I just been so busy and shit.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
I like jumping from genre to genre. Like I was just telling Mike early, like I gotta listen to some Black Sabbath, and maybe I could join him when he do the Black Sabbath stuff. So jumping around in different genres and covering it, I love that stuff. So.
Facts. And you do know that they recently released The Great Adventures recently, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the? There's like a bonus track or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I seen that on Instagram. Like I'm like, oh, after all these years, you have a bonus track for this album.
What from
Like
what
why
I
now?
read, it was from 1985, from what I've read,
Oh.
but it's still something.
I'm like, so what? We have to wait another 25 years for like some more bonus tracks? Like just release everything now.
Shit,
You
that's
know.
drop a new album now, Slick. Come on, like get back
That's
to
just another way of getting money from people. Like, oh, we got a bonus track, so run and get another edition of that album. You know what I'm saying? Like, people got
yeah.
like how many versions of the album already? I hate that shit. Like, if I have one version, I'm sticking to that one version. I'm not getting another one.
To me, it depends. Like if it's like a
Mm,
vinyl the OG copy, and I have the like a re-release version, then I might just
right,
get the OG copy.
right.
That sound just
Yeah,
for
like I want the OG copy. Like, unless it's like an album I don't have yet, and then I'll get the newest one. But if it's the OG one, let me get the OG one. I don't want the new one and it has a different album cover. I don't want that. I want the OG everything.
facts.
You know?
But yeah, I'm gonna hit you up, bro.
Yeah,
Definitely hit you
no
up.
doubt,
All
no
right,
doubt.
and
Thanks to everybody in the chat, Vinyl and Mike, everybody watching, everybody hating on us.
right. We over here making bread, making money as usual.
Hmm.
All right. Hope you guys have a good night, though.
Yeah, man. You too.
All right. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.